Hunt kaptırıyor topu. Ali Tanrı çok süratli. Ali orta yapacak. Sert orta. Sert orta.
Welcome everyone to Konya for today's game against Konyaspor. Now, before we crack on with today's game, we do have a few things to catch up on. That includes some games, we do have some contract renewals, and we even have some new signings. So, without further ado, let's hop into Football Manager 21 and crack on with today's episode. Okay everyone, so before we hop into the catch-up, we do have the unveiling of some new signings, and as you can see, we can now officially welcome our two brand new youngsters in Thiago and Jorge Luis Miranda. As you all know, Thiago is a Brazilian youngster, and then the American Jorge Luis Miranda. Now, in terms of contract renewals, we have a couple of youngsters also signing some new contracts. So let's quickly just go over to the development centre where we shall find out who has. So first of all, we have Setin. As you can see, Setin is 1 star, 3, possibly 4 star potential. He is one of our backups sitting on the bench for the youngsters, but is a decent player. As you can see, he wins a new 4-year deal. So this 4-year deal is until Friday the 30th of June 2028. Does it say anything about how much he's getting paid? No, but 750 a week is what he's now on. So we're giving him a decent wage. And we have Saka. Saka, as you can see, is on 600 per week. Better player. 1.5 star, 3, potentially 4 star potential. He's already starting in our youngsters squad. Also, if you've noticed, Mustafa, defensive mid, playing as our centre back. Someone tried buying him. I can't remember who it was. I want to say it was like Samsonspor or something. Anyway, one of the teams in the league below wanted to sign him. We're not getting rid of him. He's one of our youngsters. He can develop in our youth team. And, yep, help our youth team get a little better. But, again, another 4-year deal for the youngster of Saka. So that's our 2 new youngsters coming in. Our 2 new youngsters on new contracts. But how did we get on in that one game after the Beşiktaş one? Okay, so that one game saw the deadly young trio of Eren, G.K, and of course now Thiago linking up for the first time, and they had a lovely time. As you saw, Eren got off to a great start. Thiago then played a ball over to Eren on the left hand side, who whipped one across for G.K to volley it into the right hand side of the goal. Beautiful effort and a nice comfortable 2-0 victory. So as you can see, Zubzuk had a solid performance, getting a 7.4 in goal. Our backline of Blackett, Kuble, Godinho and Lassen all did okay. The left-hand side a little bit better, 7.4, 7.3, 6.8 and 6.7 respectively. Our central midfield of Mehmet and Emrehan got a 7.1 and a 6.8. And then that deadly trio, 7.9 for Eren and a goal, 6.8 for Thiago and a 7 and a goal for G.K. Up front, Carranza, yet again, didn't score, but he had a decent performance, getting a 7 rating. As for our substitutes, Musin got a 7, Obilor came on and got a 6.7, Volkan got a 6.6. I never know which one of them to read, to be honest. My brain just switches off at that point. Sinan Kert with a 6.6 and Mad also, yes, with a 6.6. Very much the theme for our substitutes in that game, but our starting lineup did most of the heavy lifting. In terms of the match statistics, well, we had 16 shots to their 5, 5 on target to their 2, 1.88 XG to their 0.21, 14 corners to 4, 14 fouls to 17, 3 yellow cards, 2 yellow cards. Disappointing on the passing with only an 89 to their 81 and a 63% possession to 37. As you can also see, Eren got a goal disallowed 6 minutes in. It ping-ponged about. He was marginally offside. The game literally said fractionally offside. So, can't be too disappointed with that. But it was nice to see him actually work at getting that goal. Unfortunately, though, it was, of course, disallowed. But it's now time to crack on with today's game. So, let's head on over to the tactical meeting screen, talk to Mr. Jason Dodds, and I'll see you fine folks there in just a second. Okay everyone, we are in the tactical meeting screen, and as you might have noticed, the weather's got a little bad. It's hailstone. We've got a breezy 2-degree game here today. Not the greatest for football, but hopefully our players will be able to adapt. Now, 16,194 tickets have been sold for today's game. It's a good pitch out of 37,829. We have second in the league coming up against 20th. So we should be able to get a result today, but Mr. Jason Dodds is rather pessimistic, so he thinks we should go from positive to a balanced mentality, considering we're away from home. You know what, Jason, I'm going to bow down to your superior knowledge. If that bites us in the backside, well, I'm blaming you, Mr. Jason Dodds. As for other things, well, he wants us to ease off tackles. No, we're not going to make Tyler Blackett play a game that isn't his game just because he's one booking away from a suspension. In fact, I might just drop him for this game. You know, we're playing 20th. We're going to respect them, but there is a couple of players like Blackett I can take out, bring in, say, the mailman. The mailman we know is a good player. He can play at left back. In terms of opposition instructions, well, he thinks we should do all of these, so we're going to simply do our usual. Click do it, not read through it. But if you're interested, of course, you can slow it down and have a little look yourself at what the individual instructions he would suggest. Now, like I said, Blackett shall be removed for today's game. The mailman will come in, and the only other change we're going to make is Carranza. So Carranza, as you can see, he's gone a 6.62 for the last 5 games compared to a 6.9. For his replacement, though, we could go anal or we could go mad. Anal. Anal. If you have a choice, always go anal. That's the rule, I think. Possibly. Maybe. I don't know. Don't quote me on that one. So, that is what we are going to do there. I think we then need to bring in a youngster to cover this spot. So, Omit can come into that spot. Carranza can drop down to Mad spot. We'll then remove Mad from the bench, because we will give Carranza the opportunity to come on and maybe pull something out of the bag. That then means we bring on our youngster to come on the right hand side. So if Gerkan's struggling, Halit shall be his replacement. But enough rambling. The team sheet is, of course, Zubzuk in goal, a backline of Mailman, Kuble, Godinho and Lassen. Central midfield will be controlled by Mehmet and Emrihan. The youngsters are taking over as we have our attacking mid of Aaron, Thiago and Gerkan, and up front, of course, a little bit of anal. Our substitutes are Atabek, Musin, Oblor, Ahmet, Umit, Volkan, Halit, Youssef, Sinan and Carranza. But without further ado, let's head on over to the team sheet. We know the mailman Thiago are both going to be lacking a little bit of match sharpness, but we aren't too fussed. As you can see, tactically, that has gone down pretty well. Carranza has got his usual complaints, but we're not going to go over them because we go over them every single time. And I think it's rather repetitive, me going over Carranza's complaints and our complaints about his complaints. So we're not going to do that here today. We are simply going to head to the dressing room and we're going to tell lads one to pick up where they left last time out. That's gone down okay with Zubzuk, Gerkan and Thiago, but the rest of the team, and Musin on the bench, have all taken that one well. Unfortunately, the rest not so much. As you can see, we've got G. Gonzalez, otherwise known as Guillermo, I believe, of the Goal publication. Yes, Guillermo Gonzalez. You are unbeaten against Konyaspor in the last 4 outings. Is that sort of run important, and can you keep it going on Sunday? Well, we can. If we play to our standards of football, it gives us confidence to go out there and really take the game to them. It's something that can provide a little bit of an edge and a boost in confidence. We know, we have the upper hand. It's not the best word for football out there. How do you see the conditions? You know, I don't think they're too bad. We're going to try to play our normal game, and I'm confident we can do that. My players can adapt to any situation. A little bit of positivity. Now, as you can see, their recent form has not been great. A loss, a win, a draw, a loss, a loss. Probably means we're going to lose now. As for us, we are on a decent run of form. So, a draw, a win, a loss, and a win. Oh, yes. Yes, that's correct. I completely forgot about the game after the Beşiktaş game. I don't know how, but I did. Anyways, as you can see from the table, us and Galatasaray are now a 2-horse race for the title, as Fenerbahce are a game behind us. As you can see though, this current game does put us level on games with Fenerbahce, but even if we lose this one, we're still going to have a 5-point gap. So you can see with a draw, it gives us a 6. So simple mathematics, take the 1 away and we'll have a 5-point gap. But we don't want a loss, we want a victory. And we're going to start off with a lovely free kick, which has won us a corner. Emrehan will whip in said corner, but will we get anything from it? It goes back post, it's nodded away, and Taylan will come on the counter attack. He gets past Kubilay. Can Mehmet get a tackle in? Lovely slide tackle even from Mehmet, and he is dispossessed. They do have a throw in though. Serdar will throw it in. Eren cannot get it. Emmers will get it in fact and pull it back for Vassell. Plays a lovely ball through to Alperen and it's a lovely save by Zubzuk. Unfortunately kept in by Emmers though. Emmers can get another cross in if he likes, and he does. Taylan with a header in the bottom left hand side, and that's his second goal of the season. We need to get attacking, and we need to demand more of the lads, because 1-0 down after 7 and a bit minutes is not what we like to see, especially against 20th in the league. 20th, they're now off bottom with this current result. And yes, lads, you need to do better. You need to do a lot better, considering we're versing 20th in the league. So, half an hour in, we are going to keep yelling at them until they manage to do something useful. So, we're going to yell at them yet again. Hopefully that goes down well. Emrehan has not reacted well. And Lassen is having quite a bad game indeed. So is Thiago. Thiago and Lassen are probably our go-to ones to substitute at this point. But we head into half-time. 1-0 down. We're playing bottom of the league. We have basically our starting 11. It's not what we like to see. But they've had 4 shots to our 7. They've been much more clinical. 4 on target to our 3. 0.43 XG to 0.64. 2 corners to 3. 9 fouls to our 0. 1 yellow card to our 0. 78% passing to our 87. It's below our standard of 90, of course. We have dominated possession though. 29% there to our 71. So, we've had the ball. We need to start making use of it though. Come on lads, show a bit of desire. We're playing 20th in the league. You should not be losing. And you definitely shouldn't be losing in this fashion. Half time, 1-0 down. It's not what we like to see. Right, nothing's happened so far. We need to make a change. So we're going to make a change. Musin comes on for Lassen. Thiago is struggling, so Sinan is going to come on. Anal, how are you doing up front? Anal's doing okay, so Anal is not the problem. Anal is never the problem. In fact, it could be the solution. But that's our double substitution for now. We're going to keep the other 2 for a little while. We're going to demand more. And then we are going to push an extra striker up front if we don't have a goal by the 65th minute. Because we need to get a goal. And we need to get one quick. So, there we go. We don't have a goal by now. Sinan is going to sit in this spot. Eren can slide up front. J.K, slide into that central midfield, please. Volkan will come on there. So, Volkan, you know what? You can be supportive. In fact, we'll do it this way. We'll go Mehmet, ball-winning midfielder, defensive in the middle. Volkan can be a supportive central midfielder and sit like that. We then can 6.6. He's just come on and he's not doing great. That's not nice. See, Eren Gullier's having a rough game though. So Eren, you can come off for Carranza. Carranza can be deep lying forward. Anal. Anal, how do you fancy being a poacher? We'll have a poacher and an advanced forward. No. That's not the combination. We need deep lying and poacher. We'll do that. That'll work a little bit better, surely. We are now going to go very attacking because we're running out of time. We need to get a goal. Volkan, can he get anything going? Pulls it back for the mailman. Hopefully he can deliver the post today. Pulls it back for Kubilay. Mailman now on the halfway line. Pulls it to Kubilay once more. Mehmet, ball up to Sinan. Pulls it back for Carranza. Carranza running at the defence. And I have absolutely no idea what that was from Carranza. Nearer to the corner flag than the goal. Carranza. What are we going to do with you? In fact, what we're going to do with several of these players today, because this is worrying. It is whipped in from the corner though. Sinan on the counter-attack. Can he get anything going? He's got past his man. Can he get past a second? A second is pulling inside. Sinan has pulled up. Will he get anything going? Whips in across. Anal. Come on. Nice little tap in for Carranza. Is it offside? I hope not. But I think we've got the equaliser. Messy. Messy indeed is the way to describe that. But we've got something going. Sinan pulling it up. Ripping one in. Doesn't get to Anal, but Carranza's there for the deflection off the defender. We are going to drop it back to attacking, not very attacking, because as much as I would like a victory, it's a bit over the top to be going very attacking. Mehmet though nods it down for Sinan. Can we steal this result? Emrehan pulls it over the top for Anal. Anal whip across in. You're in a good position here, Anal. Pulls it back for Emrehan. It's blocked. Cleared away. Only as far as Kubilay in the centre circle though. Lovely ball over the top to Musin. Can Musin get it back for Emrehan? He does. Emrehan, he has Mehmet on the edge of the area, but he's won a free kick. And it's a red card for the Kaka. I thought it was Dogman for a second. Wasn't even going to attempt his last name, but Sinan with the free kick. Sinan, it is saved by Esa, and we have a corner. Come on, 5 minutes. Let's steal this victory. Come on, Sinan. Whips it in. Back post. Carranza can't keep it down. And it's a goal kick. To be fair, we don't deserve a victory here today. It would be a steal if we got a victory today. And it doesn't look like we're getting it. We're not. We're getting a 1-1 draw. Disappointing. But considering we went 1-0 down and we was just quite frankly awful, I think that was a nice recovery. So we had 19 shots in the end to their 4, 8 on target to their 4, 1.92 XG to 0.43. They put up a great defensive effort. We had 7 corners to their 4, 7 fouls to their 14, 1 yellow card, 3 yellow cards, 88% passing to 76, 69% possession to 31. As you saw, they got a nice early goal on the 8th minute, got back-to-back yellow cards. We got a goal on the 76th, a yellow card for Gordinho on the 80th. But they got a player sent off with 8 minutes remaining. Lucky for them, though, they managed to hold out and keep a draw. Now, Zubzuk, 6.9, decent effort in goal. Backline of Mailman, Kubilay, Gordinho, and Musin getting a 7, 7.4 and 6.8 even, and 6.9 respectively. Not too bad. Volkan with a 6.8 came on, did a decent job. Mehmet and Emrehan both getting a 7.1. They did decent. Sinan started off a bit rough, to be honest, when we brought him on as a substitute, but in the end he got himself a 7.7 rating. Really kicked on towards the end, and then Carranza, he came on, finally scored a goal, got a 7.7 rating, and Anal with a 7. So Carranza's managed to win his spot back in the lineup, which is nice to see. Substitutes though, as you can see, I praised them for the performance in the previous game, and what do they go and do? They go and have disappointing performances. J.K, the best of the 3 with a 6.7, but Thiago and Aaron, you need to do better with those 6.5s, and definitely Lassen, you also need to do better with a 6.5, because we even gave you a brand new contract. So those guys managed to disappoint us. This result, in all honesty, rather disappointing, but on reflection, it's a game we probably should have lost. So the fact we managed to steal a draw, and considering it's pretty much a reversal of what happened in the previous episode where we threw away a game, it's not too bad. I can take it on the chin. Hopefully Galatasaray doesn't make advantage of it with their game in hand now, but that's another problem for another day. That simply was not good enough. Exactly. That's the sort of game we should be winning. Rather disappointing to see that Aaron didn't react as well, but as you can see, Galatasaray now has a 4-point gap. Can build on that if they win their game. And yeah, massive goal difference. It's not looking good. They can make that 7, basically 8 with the goal difference. Put us 3 games behind as we come into the back end of the season. It's not over, but that's quite the hurdle to get over, especially considering we're probably going to have to play Galatasaray again, and they're probably going to beat us. Fenerbahce, though, we do still have a decent gap on them. Nice 6-point gap, although they have a better goal difference than us. Although, if I remember correctly, it's more head-to-head. I think head-to-head is prioritised over goal difference. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure that is how things work out. So, that was a tough one. We get 128 grand. It's very nice for them. Their new manager is sure to be pleased, picking up a draw and getting themselves off bottom of the table as a result. Probably was expecting to get a little more from that the way they started, but fair reflection, we'll say, on that one. We had the majority of the possession. They did a good job defending, and yes, I think we've covered all the bases with that one. It's time for us to end today's episode. I've got the first leg of the Cup, another league game at home, so back-to-back home games before we head away to Ankara-Gücü. We'll have some sort of idea how we performed against them in the first leg, because I will of course be showing you the highlights of that. And yeah, we'll be having a little look at the second leg in the next episode. So I thank you all for watching today's episode. I hope you all have a lovely night, and goodbye.